everybody. Gonna try to do a voiceover this whole run here. Here I am trying to chip in on a random zone. Nope. Not gonna happen. It was freaking windy this day. We were all anticipating a really strong storm that was coming from the south, which is rare. Here I am just getting blown to pieces and tangled in my Parawing strings. And at this time I'm thinking maybe I could paddle in. No, I better paddle into this bay. So I was on the other side of that jetty right there in the beginning and thought I better come back in, try and take off where it's less chaos, because the winds were like 20 to 50 knots this day. Doesn't look like it right here. And yeah, frickin' using the 5.1m BRM, the only Parawing I had at the time. So you can only imagine a 5 meter, 20 to 50 knots. Nope, not gonna work. And just riding my mid-length board that I made at home. It's probably like 5'9", about 65 liters. I'm about 160 pounds, 155, depending on the beers. Here I am just gonna make my way out of this bay into the chaos. And yeah. Such a wild day. Oh, also too, when I was in the inside, when I paddled back in, I almost gave up. I was almost thinking, man, maybe this is the run. I have to go home and not do it. It's too nuts. How am I gonna get up? But thankfully got to get up in the bay and send it. Pretty classic, like everybody was pretty much gone. We had guys foil driving, downwinding, guys supping it, guys parawinging it. It's pretty epic. Here we go. This is probably the hardest part of parawinging, is bringing in your wing and multitasking. Like, just picked up a trash bag from the ocean. You gotta wind it up, freaking get on the bumps and make sure you keep going, and kind of a lot going on. This is probably the hardest part of parawinging right here, making sure you can get it away. And that's the beauty of the parawing, is to put it away. I don't really want to hold anything in my hands, and you know, I think of supping and having a paddle. I'd rather not have a paddle in my hands, just rather be free. And yeah, like downwinding, I pretty much like gave up on supping due to like board length, and usually you gotta ride a bigger foil in a sense and a paddle. But I know supping is good, say if the wind dies, because if the wind dies and I'm doing what I'm doing right here, parawinging, pretty much shot. I'm gonna have to paddle my ass in. Yep, as you can see, kind of working a bunch. Bumps were okay, but not the best at this time of the beginning of the run, you know. This run's like about 7.5 miles, so you gotta pace yourself and make sure you breathe and pick the right lines. What was different for me downwinding this day was I was on the Coil 680R medium fuse 120 tail. Kind of small for me. I never did do a ocean downwinder with the 680, so kind of scared. As you can tell, I gotta pump a lot because I'm in the run. I'm just kind of figuring out the foil and the lift of it and balance, and kind of wild. But this freaking foil is sick, man. It's one of my favorite ones to even prone. It's such a fast foil. And yeah, downwinding is sick too. You know, I wouldn't say in any way I'm like some advanced downwinder, but I know advanced guys use a 680 all the time, right? So that's pretty sick. So anyways, yeah, it's pretty fun, you know, like on this kind of run too, which is a pretty rare run that we get to do, is, you know, I'm not trying to surf it, you know, I'm just trying to make it. I want to make it all the way to the end without falling. And it can be pretty hard, you know, kind of sketchy. And the reason why I don't want to fall is this whole day I'm thinking like, frick, like if I fall and I end up out in sea and the winds are gusting to 50 knots, how am I gonna get back up? You know, as you seen in the beginning, like frickin', it was just killing me. I couldn't even use a wing in the outside, and so I was thinking, please don't fall. And yeah, I guess kind of settling in right here, looking a little bit more comfortable, I think, and picking the right bumps. Pretty insane, man. There seriously isn't anything like downwinding. You know, I've been an ocean guy for pretty much all my life, and downwinding is nuts. It's just, you feel so small, but you feel so free, and like the focus meter is like on high. You know, you gotta be paying attention, and you know, it's just insane. It's one of the best feelings I've ever felt in my life, for sure. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, as you see, I'm wearing a helmet, and I actually have an impact vest on too. I've never in my life done that for downwinding. I don't know why today, or this day, I was thinking like, I better use it. You know, I figure I'm gonna be going fast, and if it's 20 to 50 knots, there could be some chaos going on. And I think I was listening to another podcast with Josh Koo and Dave West, and they're talking about downwinding, and like, imagine if you just breached and whatever, and your board hit you, or you got whiplash so bad and you're hurt and there's nobody around, you know? Pretty crazy. So I figured, safety first, and I'm usually not that guy, so pretty sure my wife, kids probably think it's a smart idea. All right. Yep. Just want to thank my friends here on island. I live on Kauai, and just for them who say, let's go, let's do this run, and you know, the hype gets talked about for a week in advance, and everybody's like, what? And then, but you never know who's gonna show up. And I think even today, yeah, we had some newcomers too, which was really cool, guys who haven't done a downwind before like this, and it was really cool to see. We don't have too many guys here on island, you know, like we have some, but not like the other islands out there. So yeah, here we go. Hell yeah. So sick going fast doing a downwinder. Also sketchy too though. Whoa. You can see the land like ahead of me. It's basically I'm going to that point right there. So I don't know how far out I am. Maybe a mile out, maybe. Which is another weird thing. Oh yeah, look at the white caps. See, like the wind's stronger at this time. Love it. Not really pumping and just like focused. Uh-oh. Getting kind of scared. Yeah, going fast. I love some speed. And speed at a downwinder. It's gotta be one of the coolest things ever. And scary. Just want to give a shout out to my buddy Dano McBride. Long time ago, long time ago, a couple years or so, we were downwinding on the North Shore, and you know, I've downwinded a bunch of times, but mostly just prone, chip in, you know, and do a downwinder. But it was kind of in the beginning days or so when I was doing sup, and like I could pump really good, connect bumps, but you can only do that so long, right? And you just blow your load, and it's like I'll never forget, we were side by side. You know, it wasn't big or crazy, but he was just look for the back of the bumps. You see that one right there? Yeah, go right there and follow the back. And I was like, what are you talking about, the back? No idea what you're talking about. And then slowly it started clicking, and then that teaching right there from Dano was just so huge for me, and it's helped me all along, like ever since, for a couple years. And just hunting for those backs of swells. Yeah, sometimes you can plow right through them, especially when you have a small foil, but a lot of times I hear, and I was one of those guys, I just didn't really know what to look for. And you know, it's a constant game, chess game, but the more you do it, the more you're gonna figure it out. If you don't do it that much and you expect to do good, humble pie, baby. So mad props to everybody who goes out there and does this, because the beginning days, for sure the hardest days, and it was. Sup foiling or sup downwinding was the hardest thing I've ever done. And now I'm just stoked on the Parawing and just want to send it this way only. It's epic. Yep. And sheesh, I'm gonna go get a drink and I'll be right back. Oh yeah. I'd like to thank Kirkland, aka Costco's brand, aka my dream sponsor. They're doing a collab with Deschutes lager beer. So good. I don't know if I should be promoting this on here, but it is what it is, and I'm old enough to have a beer. Yeah. Look at the conditions. Oh, right there, yeah. Those are the best. So fast, what? The feeling, I don't know, like if I'm maybe halfway or so down the run. You know, time's a crazy thing when you're doing a downwinder. You're just kind of like, you don't even really think of the time. You're just like, I want to survive. and you're just trying to take it all in, and yeah, it's the best. Another cool and not cool, actually, really. Another weird thing is downwinding. If you do it, you would know, but even on a day like this, it was like, you know, 20, 25, 50 knots, and you can still get sweaty. Crazy. Like, I wasn't going 50 knots, you know, as fast as the wind, but, you know, there's times where the wind mellowed out and maybe I'm going 20, 25 miles an hour. I'm not really positive, but it's almost like the wind is dead. And so, you know, you're focused, freaking pumping, and you start sweating. And thankfully this day was kind of cloudy, so that helps. But yeah, I didn't bring any water. I just made sure I drank water before I did this run, since it's only like 7.5 miles, but 7.5 miles is kind of a long way. Like, I don't want to walk 75 or 7.5 miles, but it's like being on the ocean and going across the ocean for that long is just wild. Oh, there's the back view. Kind of shows like the speed, yeah. Pretty wild. All right. Just gonna pause talking and enjoy my beer for a little while. Yep, and also if you have any questions, throw it in the comments. I'll try and get back to you and answer whatever you ask. Yes. Yep, you can clearly see how different the bumps and the water conditions are since from the beginning of the run. So more opportunities and lines to go. I'm sure there was so many different lines you could pick this day, because it was just firing. Heck yeah. Alright, who's going to Hood River this summer? Who is going? And who's gonna Parawing? Or who's gonna prone? Oh, look at that one. Yep, this is the board I took last year to Hood River, and I just proned it. It was so sick. Oh, look at this bump right here. Oh crap, yeah. Yeah, last year was just insane. Got super bored of supping downwinding at Hood River, and I figured, I'm just gonna prone, but pretty tough on a tiny board, so I used this length crisis board, and it worked insane. It's probably the best, funnest year I've had so far, and I've been to Hood River a bunch of years already. And now I'm really excited to just pretty much Parawing it, but use a smaller board, like a, I don't know, a 30 to 40 liter board, and hopefully it can get up and just surf the heck out of that river. Man, it's so fun every year, so look forward to it. Look at this bump, look at the back of this one. Look for the back, Dano said. Oh, heck yeah. I think right here too, yeah, there's kind of like some wind swell that's moving into the shore. It's pretty big this day, or it became bigger down the coast, and so you just got to deal with that, Whoa! I said night, good night. Sun is saying good night. Oh, look at that plane right there. That must have been a crazy day to fly an airplane or be a passenger of one this day. So windy. Yes, but yeah, back to Hood River. Who's going? Whoa, look at this one. You guys ever get sketched when it gets like all whitewashy like that, going through it? I do. I feel like there's tons of bubbles and I'm gonna frickin' reach. But if you're in the line with those whitewashy bubbles kind of thingy, there's a wave right there, or there's a swell for sure. So it's actually a good thing to look for and watch while you're downwinding. Heck yeah. Yeah, I was kind of bummed this day too that it took me so long to get up and going. Tribulations for sure in the beginning, because it would have been sick to be downwinding with somebody in sight, but pretty much this whole way till the end I didn't see anybody. So it's just like solo action out here, which is cool. And actually this day too, I had this thing that I called Tears of Joy, where I'm so fired up and just so blown away to be able to experience this kind of thing at my age, 54, and just the experience and psycho, and just the tears of joy. I cry a little bit. I'm like, I can't believe it, God, that I'm able to do this and I'm experiencing this. This is so epic. So yeah, really thankful for the Tears of Joy sessions. They don't happen much, but when they do, it's happening. So the question is, have you had foil session where you had tears of joy? Yeah, I want to hear it. Tell me the story. Come on. Got a question. Does any of you out there who do downwinders, the arches of your feet, the bottom of your feet, do they start cramping up when you're downwinding? Whew. Mine get kind of crazy, and I think it is like I'm not moving my feet enough, I feel like you gotta move your feet just a little bit to kind of, I don't know, make sure it just doesn't get all stuck in one zone. Or maybe somebody else out there has little advice on, but maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that gets cramps or almost cramping down there. It's weird. I don't really feel it when I'm riding, but it's like at the end of the ride. Oh, right here, it's cooking. Frick yeah, the frickin' bumps are cooking right here. Love it. But yeah, like at the end of the run, it's like, whoa, gotta stretch them feet out. Feels like it's gonna cramp. What a trip. I also want to thank JD Irons for hooking me up with this orange jersey, because I think I just had like a black shirt or something, and you don't want to do that when you're doing a downwinder in your middle or you're way out in the ocean and deep. It's good to good to have some color, you know. Get your 90s on, the neon, heck yeah. Oh, bumps, man. Frick, I want to do this again so bad, but it's a rarity. That's why I'm talking about it while this video is going on. Never done this before, and figure give it a shot. Whoa, look at this bump right here. Oh, okay. So yeah, big shout out to all the 50-plus-year-old guys that are doing this. Huge shout out to you. Yep. Good job, guys and gals. I'm sure there's some out there. Maybe on Maui. Maybe on Oahu too. If you're a 50-year-old woman and doing this kind of stuff, man, you are a legend. There was another plane right there. Woo! Okay. So yeah, I recently got, actually the day after this run, I got a couple more Parawings. I got the D-Wing Flow. And frick, man, I got like a 3 meter and a 4.2, and I sure do wish I had that 3 meter this day, but it is what it is. I'll share a review or show a video using those D-Wings in time. I've tried once with the 4.2 and it felt pretty good. Yeah, it's different for sure. So anyways, it's pretty cool where the Parawing scene is going. Yep. Oh, right here, yep. Right here showing shakas to my friend Rilo, who did a downwinger. Whoa, right there, almost ate it. That one sucked. But yeah, him and a buddy of mine, Peter, Ricardo Nucci, did downwind winging. I remember doing that way back in the day, and just always thought like, dang, it kind of sucks. Like I want to run over my wing, and it always get in front of me. So, anyways, thank God for sup downwinding and parawinging. Don't have to deal with that anymore. But there are times where I wish I had a wing way out in the deep. A lot easier to get up and go, for sure. Alrighty, I think I'm getting closer to the finish line. I remember passing my buddy with the wing, and I was like, okay, I can't eat it. I don't want to eat it. I'm almost there. Getting close. And you're just gonna have to wait and see what really happened. Because usually things don't happen the way you think it's gonna happen or you want it to happen. But that's all a part of the adventure. Heck yes. So the place that we're going in, like a beach break, and then from what I heard, it was all like huge, so you had to be careful and where you go in and how you go in, and oh, this is where it gets nuts right here. Yeah. You can tell with my start bending my knees a little bit more, where I'm like, and my arms are more spread out, kind of get sketched and like. But yeah, like the beach break was kind of nuts. I heard from the guys that left their cars. Oh, right here, that left their cars at the end of the run. Like, whoa, right there, yes. Focus, stability. Yeah. So. Just never know what to expect, though. Big shout out to my brothers who had their cars at the end and brought us back to the starting line. All right here. Yep. Look. Just okay. Okay. Trying to figure out closer to land right here, you know, and just start turning in, and you don't want to turn in like a mile out at the finish line. So working my way in, cutting. Whoa, this music is kind of making me, whoa. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Got too fancy. Yep, so, you know, wasn't that far out, but tons of current. And there's my buddy, Joshua Larry Tamoka. Look at these bumps, like wind's crazy right here. He did foil drive, he had his foil drive on, and then so God bless foil drive. It brought me in, made it safely. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's been fun and weird and strange talking during it. Peace out.